So, what on earth could a witty 125-year-old play about high society hijinks have in common with a modern-day, panicked Reddit post about academic trouble? Well, as it turns out, a whole lot. Both are stories about living a double life, about deception, and about that moment when the carefully built walls start to come crashing down.
Let's start here with one of the most brilliant final lines in all of theater, from Oscar Wilde's masterpiece. It's this perfect pun, right? Playing on the name Earnest and, of course, the idea of being truly sincere. It's the neat, tidy bow on a story filled with the most wonderful and hilarious lies.
And then there's this, a full-blown digital age cry for help. It is raw, it's desperate, and the stakes feel incredibly real. On the surface, you couldn't find two more different statements. But at their core, they're both the sound of a secret life hitting a major roadblock.
And that's exactly what we're going to unravel today. We're looking at two very different stories about living a double life. One is a classic comedy of manners, and the other? Well, the other is a very real, very modern crisis.
Let's just put our two main characters side by side. On one hand, you've got Jack Worthing. He literally invents a fake, troublesome brother named Earnest just so he has an excuse to escape his boring country life and go have some fun in the city. The worst that can happen to him? Some social embarrassment. But then you've got our anonymous Reddit user. They created a secret online life, not for fun, but to get ahead in their studies. And their risk? Having their degree taken away, tanking their whole future. The core idea is the same though, using a secret identity to get something you want.
So how did they pull it off? Well, to really get it, we have to start with this absolutely fantastic term that Oscar Wilde just made up for this exact kind of thing.
Everybody, meet bunburying. It's the art of creating a fake person, in the play a friend who's always sick, so you always have a perfect excuse to get out of things you don't want to do. It's not just a lie, you see, it's a whole system. It's your permanent get-out-of-jail-free card for boring social events.
And these guys are pros. Jack has his bad boy brother Ernest to get him to London, while his buddy Algernon has his chronically ill friend, Bunbury, to get him out to the countryside. It's this hilarious, perfectly balanced system of lying, and it's all built for one thing: pleasure.
Okay, now, bam, let's slam the brakes and jump into our world. Here, the deception doesn't have a cool, witty name like bunburying. In the cold, hard language of a university, it's called academic collusion. Just listen to that. Providing other students with access to your work. It just sounds sterile and serious. The fun is officially over.
And this quote just cuts right to the chase. The students' digital bunburying wasn't about skipping parties. They're saying it was an act of desperation, a way to get study help they felt they weren't getting otherwise. It was supposed to be a tool for survival, but it completely backfired.
You know, every world of deception, whether it's Victorian London or a modern-day university, it has its own incredibly strict rules, and it has powerful gatekeepers ready to enforce them.
In Wilde's world, the final boss is the one and only, the truly terrifying Lady Bracknell. Her rules are just completely bonkers, they're arbitrary, they make no sense, but they are absolute. She's judging Jack not on his character, but on the fact that he was found in a handbag. It's absurd.
Now, the university's version of Lady Bracknell, it's the honor code. And just like her, its rules can feel rigid and confusing. I mean, look at this. Sharing your own work can be twisted into assisting plagiarism. And from the school's point of view, it undermines the whole system. So suddenly, your good intentions? They might not matter at all. All that matters is that you broke the code.
So we're really looking at two parallel universes here, aren't we? On one side, you have the rich, complicated, endlessly analyzed world of a classic piece of literature. And on the other, you've got the stark, brutal honesty of an online forum, where someone's future is literally hanging in the balance.
And this gets us to the absolute core of both stories. What was the real intent? Academics can spend decades digging for hidden meaning in Wilde's play, but a university dean? They have to figure out what a student was really thinking when they click that upload button. Now, this is where things get really fascinating with Wilde. A lot of critics argue that Wilde, as a gay man living in a very repressive time, basically hid a secret language in his play. The name Earnest itself might have been code. Bunburying could be a clever pun for escaping to have secret homosexual affairs. The whole play in this reading is its own double life, a funny, safe comedy on the surface with this sharp, subversive critique hidden just underneath. Okay, so now let's try to figure out the motive of our Reddit user.
There's no century of literary analysis to help us here. There's just a person, an action, and a committee that has to decide, why did they really do it? Was it malicious? Was it naive? What was going on?
And here's their answer. They're saying it wasn't about cheating. It was about a desperate cry for feedback in a system they felt was failing them. And that, well, that changes things, doesn't it? It reframes the whole situation from a clear case of breaking the rules to someone trying to solve a problem and in the process accidentally creating a way, way bigger one.
So how does this all wrap up? How do these stories about massive deceptions actually end? And what does it really mean to finally be earnest?
The ending of the play is just pure comic gold. You couldn't make it up. After all the lies and mix-ups, through a series of absolutely wild coincidences, Jack discovers that his biggest lie was actually the truth all along. His birth name really is Earnest.
And just like that, with that one discovery, everything is fixed. The ridiculous social codes are satisfied, Lady Bracknell gives her blessing, and everyone gets to live happily ever after. It's perfect.
But for our student, there's no magical plot twist coming to save the day. There's no discovery that they were secretly following the rules this whole time. For them, the question of what it means to be earnest, to be honest now, is a messy, terrifying minefield.
I mean, just look at the options. What does being earnest even mean here? Do you confess to everything and just hope for mercy? Do you just quietly take the stuff down and pray nobody looks too closely? Do you admit you broke a rule you think is unfair? Or do you stand your ground and defend your real intention, which was just to learn? Unlike the play, not a single one of these paths comes with a guaranteed happy ending.
And that kind of leaves us with this final thought. Oscar Wilde called his play a trivial comedy for serious people, and maybe the most serious thing it reveals is that sometimes crafting a clever lie, a little bit of bun-burying, is a whole lot easier than dealing with the messy, high-stakes, and often brutal reality of just trying to be honest.